Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me and Annabelle today, and hoping that you're having a great weekend. We're here on our Year to Shine, and today's going to be further discussion about Christine Arylo's book, Madly in Love with Me. Are you following along in it? I think it would be hard. I'm sure you can get things out of it if you're just listening to the channel, but I think it would be hard to get the full benefit without having the book, because there are so many questions and activities in it that I'm not reading through fully. So I would recommend it. I think it's a deep study for sure. And today's topic is self-empowerment. Oh, and I brought you my self-love tree to show you. Let's see what the better lighting is. So I did all kinds of colors like a tie-dye, sort of like mixing them all together in the bottom. So that is the same tree that's in the book from earlier that I showed you. And also if you go to chooseselflove.com, you can get a printout of that. And what I did is I just traced it. This is my illustrated discovery journal from last year, and I traced it, and then I did the colors, and you probably can't tell from the video there, but I have the words written on each of the branches too. So what is self-empowerment? We talked about self-esteem last time, and this is like the next step of self-esteem, because when we talked about self-esteem, it was knowing that you could really do and be and accomplish anything, right? But the self-empowerment is actually having that inner fortitude to actually follow through. So empowerment is where you're not going to let anything get in your way, and you're going to follow through on the dreams that we talked about. And remember, dreams were a part of having self-esteem too, finding value in yourself. So Christine calls it, this is a definition: choosing to take charge of and responsibility for your life by acting to create the life you really desire without apology or requiring approval from others. Some of you guys said in, I think it was the last video, in the comments, that you're realizing that you really have made choices in your life because of the influence of others, or feeling like you had to do things a certain way because of your upbringing or your parents or just societal norms. And so this empowerment would be even overcoming all of that. So again, we're taking our self-love pulse check on this particular self-love branch. And I like in this chapter how Christine encourages us to embrace the feminine and to become the queen of our lives. So I told you I have that card that says I'm the star of my life. So it would be something similar to that. And last year in our Simple Abundance Year, the author Sarah Ban Breathnach of that book, she had us say we were goddesses. We were all different things, right? But this is empowering, the empowering queen, the royalty of life. So I'm going to read some things that she says about being a queen. Imagine if you lived your life as the queen of your own domain, the queen of your destiny, the queen of your decisions, the monarch of your dreams, and as a woman who takes charge of her life and charts her own course, a queen who may have taken counsel from others but always makes decisions according to her own heart. A self-empowered woman who doesn't look to any person or establishment to give her power, status, or recognition, but who instead draws power and permission to act from inside of herself. Imagine courageously leading your own life, being willing to step over and step past the fear and limiting beliefs of others and into the glory of the life you know you were meant to live. Yeah, because if you were the queen, then you would be doing whatever you wanted, right? Nobody could tell you what to do because you were the ruler. How would your life be different if you were being the queen? How would you be different? How would you more completely be your powerful self? Choosing to own your power and wield it with love and courage is a branch of self-love that you, like many others, must face at some point in your life. or you will never live the life that you were meant to live. I don't mean live according to your parents' ideas and hopes, your parents' ideals or demands, or even the proclamations and edicts of society. You must be willing to stand up on your own as the queen of your life, sovereign, independent, and empowered, doing as you see fit, even when it doesn't align with the visions others have for you. And these are the things that she says true queens do. They lead from their hearts. They have visions of what they want to accomplish. They act courageously, and they trust their own consciences above all else, and they act accordingly. I feel like, what do you think? When I think about being a queen of my life, I feel like I'm there in some respects, and I've been there. I've been a better ruler in other times in my life, because when I read that list, the main one that I think that I'm not doing right now is I don't really have anything that I'm like striving for right now. So I'm still where I was last year, where I'm just trying to figure out like what is this next chapter of my life going to be like, because I've already accomplished so many things. So yeah, so that would be the only thing right now that I would say that I'm not embodying those statements, because I don't feel like there's anything that I'm moving towards right now. So there's a few questions for these me moments that she gives us here. In what ways or areas of your life do you feel powerless? That would be a really important thing to ask if you're going to figure out like what you need empowerment through, right? Look at the major areas of your life, such as finances, career, home, health, and relationships. Where do you feel like you have no ability to change your reality? That no matter how much you try or how much you do, nothing will change? Or do you feel that because of the circumstances you find yourself in, that you can do nothing to alter the state of your life? So then the act of empowerment is to list all the ways in which you feel powerless today or have felt powerless in the past, using the following structure. I feel powerless to blank, even though I know blank. For example, you may have felt powerless to leave an unhealthy relationship, or feel trapped in a dead-end job, felt unable to become healthy, or believed you were without the resources to rise up and out of poverty. So you might write, I feel powerless to leave my relationship even though I know it's not good for me. Or I feel powerless to leave my job even though I know I really want to do something else. And then the second part is, who or what have you given your power to? Yeah, are you giving your power away? The queen doesn't do that. I mean, she might have a king, but she doesn't give it to other people. Perhaps you've convinced yourself that you could not survive or thrive without this person, this group of people, or the establishment you have connected yourself to. You believe, consciously or unconsciously, that they have things you need, things you cannot provide for yourself. This might be unconditional love, financial security, acceptance, recognition, stature, safety, stability, intimacy, affection, health care, and so on. You allow the opinions and support of these people and your connection to and the reliance on them to prevent you from doing what is truly right for you. So again, when we talked about following like the self-trust and following your own intuition, there's a lot wrapped up, and I would say this is closely aligned with that other branch. So make a list of all the people, groups, and establishment that you've given your power away to, past and present. Then for each, answer these two questions. What do you believe they can give you that you cannot give yourself? What are you afraid you will lose or be unable to gain if you disconnect or distance yourself from them, or make a decision that goes against their wishes and expectations or standards? See what I mean? This is really deep work. These are things that you might only be able to do one question and answer set per day. It's pretty deep. And then in what way have you not stepped into your power? That's the final question. List all the actions that you have wanted to take but you haven't in the past 10 years. And for each one, list the truth of why you didn't take it and what stopped you. Complete the following sentences. I was afraid I couldn't blank. I was afraid I wouldn't blank. I was afraid others would think blank. As a last step, take a look back at all that you've discovered about yourself during this me moment. And now ask yourself the following questions. How does this all make me feel? What circumstances would I like to be different from what I see now? What needs to shift for me to recognize that I complete myself and that there's nothing anyone can give me that I cannot receive from myself? Am I willing to make my life different, to empower myself to change it? Remember, all you have to do is be willing. Remember I said, I'm willing to change. That's a lot to take in. I'm going to pause for a moment. There's a fun little daring act of love in this chapter about having a coronation ceremony for yourself to induct you into your queendom. What do you think about that? Think you could do that? And I also like, there's another me moment, or actually it's me art. I get those mixed up. It's a me art project where you're going to be putting down statements that are empowerment statements. So how to create your power statements. Go back and study what you just uncovered from that other me moment. What are you willing to do differently to assert your inherent power in your life? Also, take a look back at all the ways you think of yourself as an empowered individual. Come up with 4 to 7 statements that reflect the stand that you are taking in order to do the following. 1, feel powerful. 2, take back your power. And 3, step into your power. So here are some examples of statements that Christine gives us. I am the queen of my own life. I may take counsel from others, but I make my own decisions according to my conscience and my own heart. I ask for permission from no one to live my life the way I see fit. I embrace my destiny and live my dreams into reality no matter what. I lead myself into the life I actively choose to create for myself. Those are really bold statements. You think you could get behind some of those? And of course, everybody's statements would be different. And maybe you could make a little empowerment deck, like I've shared with you some of my little artistic and sticker ones that I've put together. I still haven't done one yet for this book. Hi, Annabelle. She came up here. But things like this that you can look at on a regular basis are helpful. I was also thinking, I commented back to one of you guys on the last video about the 108 things that you love about yourself, that I was going to try to maybe put them on little cards too so that I could flip through. And I understand a lot of the comments were saying that's a challenging amount of them to come up to, but she did give us really good starting points, and it didn't have to be like I love this or that, like a personal characteristic about your appearance or anything. She said, you know, I like that I have, I like that I do, so things like that. So it doesn't have to be, if you're struggling, it doesn't have to be like things that you see in the mirror, if that's hard for you. I find the personality ones are a lot easier than the body ones. All right, so you're gonna make your proclamation of sovereignty, right? So like in your little coronation ceremony. It's making me think of Frozen when it's coronation day. So these are some fun little things that you could do if you're gonna have a coronation statement, a coronation ceremony. Obviously, you're gonna claim your mission. You're gonna have all those statements of empowerment. You're gonna choose your wardrobe and environment, anything that makes you feel powerful. And the flower is the sunflower. I guess that's a very sovereign flower, apparently. Set a date for your ceremony and do it up. Really. When was the last time you got to play dress up and create a sacred ritual for yourself? Maybe last year when I had a fairy tea party on the channel here. Maybe I should do a coronation ceremony live on YouTube for all of us. Let loose and engage in some theatrics. Evoke the energy of sovereignty with music and that makes you feel powerful and bold, and don the colors and clothing that make you feel more powerful when you step into them. Conduct your ceremony. Get your royal garb on and have your proclamation papers handy. And find a self-love stage for yourself where you can deliver this proclamation, a place of power, in front of the fireplace, on a balcony. Oh my God, I'm picturing myself like doing it out the window here. Oh my God, they would think I'm nuts. Or just in the middle of the room. Close your eyes, take a big breath, and put your hands on your belly. Your belly is the place in your body that gives you access to the deep feminine power. And if you can speak your proclamation from there, as opposed to just speaking from your voice box or through your nasal passages, you will run the power through your body and up through your heart. Your heart is, of course, where the courage lives. And let's be real, your proclamation is courageous. I would say so. You think you could do this one? Wow, this is more than like having the I love you written on your arm. Proclaim your sovereignty with love that beats in your heart for yourself, and have the courage to love yourself so much that you will do whatever it takes to give yourself what makes you happy. Oh my goodness. You are the queen of your life and everybody can know it. Do you think you would still be a little bit secret about it? Like, obviously, if I did it out my window, I wouldn't want anybody to hear me. But that's, and I don't think that Christine is forcing us to do something that is that public. It's really a time for yourself to really proclaim that power. But I'm not ready to wave that self-love flag. Although I think self-empowerment feels easier than the overall self-love to me still. Because I feel like self-empowerment is probably more positively viewed, and I didn't really receive, well, I didn't receive positive messages about pride, but I think self-empowerment is also about your accomplishments. So I didn't really receive negative messages about accomplishing things or doing well. I was encouraged to excel, I think. How about you guys? Being the monarch of your dreams. So yeah, we talked about coming up with your gifts last chapter. So if you're going to be the queen, then obviously you're going to rule and you're going to make sure that these things happen in your kingdom, right? Or your queendom. An empowered woman waits for no one to tell her it's time to act in accordance with her heart. She just does it. She doesn't put dreams on the shelf. She lives them into reality, one small but mighty step at a time. The distinguishing factor between self-empowered women who act as the monarch of their dreams, moving them from vision to actuality, and the one who just thinks about living her dreams, is not the absence of fear, it's the presence of courage. Remember from last year, courage is fear that's said its prayers. All right, there are a couple more things in this chapter, but I'm running out of time here. But there's also go public with your dreams, and that could be, you know, there's so many platforms right now, social media, YouTube. You could make a public declaration in that way of what you're gonna do, what your goal is. Maybe you're gonna go back to school, or you've been working on some big project and you're just gonna share it with everybody because she shows a little microphone with, I have a dream. So however public you can make that statement. And I think that that would be positively received, because I do think that there's a lot of encouragement out there when you really tell people what you want to do and accomplish. To add more power to your dreams, I've created 2 love boosts to take you deeper and start empowering you to take action. So she recommends we go to the ChooseSelfLove.com website to get those. And one is called the Dream Wheel and the other one is a meditation. And then she closes with the love mantra for self-empowerment, as she does for each chapter. Here's our love mantra. I am the queen of my own domain. I chart the chart. I chart the course of my life. I make my dreams reality. I am powerful. And you better do what I want or off with their heads. No, I'm only kidding. Thank you for being here for our year to shine. We still have a couple of branches, and we are 3/4 of the way through the book now. I think I'm going to combine the self-acceptance and the self-forgiveness ones together. Those are my two hardest ones. So I'm going to combine them, and I'm going to do them as gently as I can. I shouldn't leave them till the very end, but I'm still struggling with those two. But the other ones have been okay. How's your tree doing? Are you noticing an imbalance in some of the branches? I'm sure that everybody's different, so maybe some of the branches that I'm feeling like are easy for me, they might be your hardest ones, and then you're thinking like, why are you skipping those two? Those two would be so easy for me. So everybody's different, but it is a whole journey, and they're all interconnected with the self-love concept. So we are working on this together. Thank you for being there for me. As you know, this is a challenging topic for me, so I appreciate all your words of encouragement and just knowing that I'm not alone, because I can tell from the comments too that we're all really thinking about a lot with this book. So thanks again for being here. Again, if you want to pick it up, it's Christine Arylo's 2011 book, Madly in Love with Me. And I'll be back with you on another video soon. All right, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.